Big news happening. Tim Tebow is back. What are your thoughts on old Timmy Teebs coming in back into the league?
I love to see it. Like Tebow, I never like loved it to the extent that ESPN loved it back in the day, where we'd have 24-hour coverage of him. But I mean, I'm all for it. I don't think I don't know if it's going to work. I don't really care if it's going to work. I just kind of want to see it happen. I want to see it work. Um, he's been out of the league what, like 8 years now,
So yeah, and he hasn't really played in like 10.
right? Because yeah. So it's just seems like a clubhouse kind of signing, like a good fit. Urban Meyer's going to love him. Maybe he'll catch a few or whatever, or be a good coach on the side. What I want to see happen is Trevor Lawrence lead him to the playoffs to some degree. Minor injury, but he can't play. In steps Tebow, another playoff win. We're golden. I want to see that. That would pay all my money to watch that game.
That would be amazing. I think Jacksonville just became my second favorite team. So after I buy my Justin Fields jersey, I will be signing up for a Tim Tebow Jacksonville jersey. I mean, I think it's a great story. The dude works hard. He's a good locker room guy, like you said. Like I think, but there has been a lot of uproar and negativity towards this signing. I think a lot of people think that Tim Tebow doesn't deserve this position. There are a lot of tight ends out there that have never given up, time and put in a lot of effort that think that they should get that job. And they look at, Tim Tebow took, 8 years off. He played minor league baseball. He doesn't really deserve this job. And he's kind of just getting it because he's buddies with Urban Meyer. They have houses next to each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little unfair just because he does have freak athleticism, and I think he's kind of proven it. His resume, maybe it's limited for NFL, but it's proven, like it speaks for itself. That kind of got him the job. But I do understand the frustration. Like there's guys out there that don't have necessarily the accolades of Tebow, but maybe they're younger, they're better tight end fit maybe, and they don't get the chance because they don't have the name recognition. Like there's, as a former athlete, I would have loved to have the chance, even just one workout, that Tebow got that workout, and there's D1 guys out there who didn't get drafted who would have loved the chance. And there's, D2, D3 guys out there who I'm sure would love to get signed this month that won't have the opportunity because, now Tebow's got that spot. So it's unfair, but I mean, it is what it is, I guess.
It's just the reality of the sports world. And I think a lot of people are saying like what Tim Tebow was asked to switch to tight end like a couple years coming into the league. Like, so what would have happened if he would have switched right away? Would we see a more successful Tim Tebow career? Would he, be catching passes on a regular basis? So I think there is a lot of what if behind his career. Like what if he would have switched sooner or whatever. And so, but I like them. I like the signing. The worst that could happen, he's getting paid like the league minimum to come in. Great clubhouse guy. The worst thing that could happen is he doesn't even make the roster. Okay, there's no loss by Jacksonville, or they bring him in and he doesn't pan out. He's not a great tight end. Okay, well he's a great locker room guy. Maybe he transitions into a coach. Something like that. So
Yeah.
I like the signing. I think they're going to sell jerseys, all that kind of stuff. Like I know they didn't do it for a publicity stunt, but like Tim Tebow is going to bring them in some money. So I think it's a good signing.
Yeah. And I think part of it too is like Urban Meyer gets signed as the coach, and people are like, oh, of course he's bringing in Tebow. Like it's almost like, really, like this is your NFL coaching job. And if you're going back to Tebow, like it's almost like, yeah, like he's going to get made fun of because like, of course he's bringing, like he also signed Carlos Hyde, former Buckeye. I think he's signed former Florida players. Like it's almost like so predictable in some ways, but not predictable. That's like, okay, we see what you're doing here. But I mean, it could work for him. He's not Urban's not a dumb guy. So I don't know if this specifically will work, but I'm sure he's not losing sleep over this one. I don't think Urban.
I think Urban is an incredibly intelligent person. And I think what better person to help you ease into your NFL career than Tim Tebow? Like the dude's one of the most genuine, nicest people, I've heard. I haven't met him, but you hear stuff. But he's gonna be able to say, hey, from my experience, this is what I've learned. This is what works. This is what doesn't work. So honestly, he's also a good resource to Urban, being a first year coach and kind of because the college world's way different than the NFL world, and I think Urban's aware of that. But Tim Tebow can help ease kind of that transition, I think.
Or no one eats with Tebow at lunch because they all hate him because he's the coach's favorite, and he's turned into the narc because he'll just go tell coach what everyone's doing, and he's not a liked in the clubhouse.
I don't think that would happen, but that is a possibility.
It could happen though. So you heard it here first.
It could happen.
Yep. I did hear something, or not hear something, but I did kind of think about like, so there's obviously going to be a lot of pressure on Urban, and a lot of pressure on Trevor Lawrence and a young team. All the cameras are going to go right to Tebow. All the media scrutiny. It would kind of make sense if you're like, all right, I'll bring in Tebow. There's a bit of 4D chess by Urban, but I'll bring in Tebow, let him, handle all the distractions, and it won't be as much pressure on Trevor Lawrence. It could backfire, but like maybe now it gives us some leeway. If Tebow's on the bench and the cameras aren't him, maybe it's more time for my quarterback to adapt. Interesting theory. I doubt it's like really playing out like that, but never know.
Urban's out here playing chess, not checkers.
Absolutely.
I think that's a good point, though. But also we've seen that teams aren't willing to, deal with the media scrutiny about a backup player. They don't want to answer questions about some backup. So if Tim Tebow is getting no snaps a game, or if he's on the punt coverage team, is he worth the publicity? Because is Trevor Lawrence going to want to sit down in his press conference and answer questions about Tim Tebow, or is Urban going to? So it'll just depend. I think it will depend on his quality of play. Like, he's an athlete, but can he catch? Can he block? That's stuff you don't have to do as a quarterback. So it'll be interesting to see his transition.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to want to answer the questions when Tebow wins the job. So as quarterback, so.
True. What a story. Tim Tebow overtakes the number one highly touted prospect as quarterback.
Yeah. There's been crazier things that have happened. So let's just send it. Who cares? Especially if they have if they're like, I don't know, 3-7. Let's put Tebow in at quarterback.
You heard it here first. But that is a fair point. Think of all the trick plays you can do with Tim Tebow at tight end. I mean, he doesn't have the best arm, but dude was college quarterback. Goal line packages, the jump throw is going to come back. It'll be elite.
The trademarked Tebow Florida jump throw.
Yep, it's coming back. Hey guys, thanks for joining us for this episode.
As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. And so that'll make it a 4-0 ball game.
Don't forget, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you get your podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and comment down below. Thanks, guys.